Hey, this is Angie, and I wanted to take this moment to give you a really quick visual of what it looks like to practice self-compassion and self-kindness. I want to use a real example so that you know what it looks like. And there's a few steps, but they're not linear. So let me name a few of them. One is to name the emotion. I am feeling angry. I am feeling sad. The second one is to validate it with saying, of course you are. This is the circumstance that happened. This is the thing that just occurred. So of course you're feeling that emotion. The third step is to find the common humanity, to remind yourself that you are not alone or isolated in this experience, that as a human being, it's totally normal for you to have this emotion. Emotions are a normal human experience. And the fourth one is to say the feeling again, but this time own it. Like really embrace that you have the right to have this emotion. So that might sound like, I'm feeling angry right now, and this is the right emotion to have. This helps to release any guilt or shame that we have for even having the emotion. Then the next step is expressing the emotion. Find a way to let that emotion move through you. I like to envision that emotion is E-motion, which reminds me that it is energy in motion and needs to move. Anytime we're repressing or ignoring or denying an emotion, it stays stuck in our body and we can feel that. So what do you need to do to move the emotion of anger? Maybe it's you need to punch the bed or take a stick to your mattress or scream into a pillow or throw some rocks. There's no right or wrong way to do it as long as you're not harming yourself or harming anybody else. So after you move the emotion, you'll notice in your body that you have a softening that happens and you might have a new emotion pop up. Maybe it's the emotion of sadness or a desire that wasn't being met. So whatever it is, just pay attention to that. And then what I love to do is sit with the emotion. And when I imagine sitting with it, I literally imagine a younger version of myself. So if I could imagine maybe a toddler or really young child age of myself that's feeling angry, that's just wanting to stomp on the ground and scream and kick and punch, I'm going to sit with that version of myself and hold it. And I'm going to give it love and compassion and validate that their feelings are totally normal and okay, and just be with it. And you'll again notice that there's a softening that starts to happen in your body and in your heart. And then I like to be in conversation with it. What is it that you need? Or is there a need that wasn't being met? And you may start to gain some clarity around what exactly was underneath the emotion and underneath the reaction to the experience that you had. For me, I had a recent experience where my daughters didn't wash the dishes and they were arguing about who had done the most and who was supposed to do it next. And then there was a pile of dishes that never got done. I felt angry about that because I realized that underneath all of it, I didn't feel supported. As a parent, we feel like we're doing so many things and I wanted some support and instead they didn't do the dishes. So I was also not feeling seen or heard as far as what needs I have in the moment. So just noticing what is it that emotion wants to tell you. And then asking if there's any way that you can meet the need for yourself, whether right now or this week or later on, right? So for me, it's I need to have a conversation with the girls and explain to them really how much this matters to me and why it's important to work as a team here in the family. And also maybe do some mediating between the argument that had happened this morning and see if there's anything that I can help clear up. And there may be some needs that you can't meet. And in that case, you may just have to grieve and give yourself the permission to grieve unmet needs. That is valid as well. I hope this is helpful and go ahead and try it yourself. And remember, this is not linear. It doesn't have to happen in a perfect order, but those are some of the tools and practices that I use when I'm trying to give myself some self-compassion and kindness. Hope that was helpful.